Look at how long my hair is getting. It's like I'm getting shaggy a little bit. Hi, Chick-fil-A tonight. I granny sip all of my drinks. I've always done this with when it comes to let me get the batteries up to this. When it comes to drinking Chick-fil-A, man, well, no, drinking Cokes in general. I like those mini cans. Those mini cans are like just enough for me. But anything else is just, it's been a while since I got to do this. So I want to do one. Tomorrow is the big day. We are playing Twilight Imperium. I'm super excited. Wrote down a lot of the rules and everything. Put on my cup of chai. Turn this over here. Anyway, thought I'd do a little bit of a nightcap here. See if anyone wants to. Holy cow, that number jumped. Well, look at this. Hey, Michael. Hello, Amelia. Check us out. Look at that little ducktail there. I'm getting my Mississippi boy hair. You know, a Mississippi boy has flat hair up here and then it ducktails up to the sides and to back around here. And so I'm starting to get that. Hi, Hamburglar. Just like co-host. Can I? I love that name, Hamburglar. So what shall we talk about? It's a nightcap. You know who I was trying to get? There's a live streamer called what's his name? Mad Max. Been trying to get that dude on just to talk to him, but you know. Hello, Jeffrey. Hello, C-Rocks. Oh, the tribe has spoken. You shaved your beard. Yeah, I did. You haven't seen me with a shaved beard. In fact, you'll still see a few board game videos coming out next month where I still had the beard. I just recorded them and then shaved it off. So you'll still see a few videos like that. But I've been doing good, Jamie. Jamie got into the haul. I watched his haul video of what he collected. It wasn't as big this time as the last one. The last one was really impressive. I mean, this was good too. I mean, Frogger was really cool. I never played the video game, but the board game looked cool. But I've been doing great, Jamie. Been doing great, man. So yeah, I just decided, you know what? I'm granny sipping this drink, and that means I'm going to be up because I got caffeine in me. So why not? Why? Because I'm all ready for Sunday is actually my birthday. But and unless the incredible instant, if this, I'm looking for one thing to come in the mail, and if it comes in the mail tomorrow, I'll film. I had a birthday video all planned, but dadgummit, something I ordered is taking forever. It's supposed to come in this week. I was really expecting it today. If it doesn't come in tomorrow, then I'm screwed. I mean, even tomorrow is going to be it's going to be hard. I'll have to record it at night and edit it and everything, but I definitely want this video to come out because it's hilarious. I've been thinking about for a couple of months. I said, this is what I want to do for my birthday video. It's going to be hilarious. And time's ticking. Like I said, Saturday is the last day it can come in, and then I got to go get, I didn't get the other stuff. The other stuff's not that hard. And hey, son of Luke. And man, oh man, I hope it comes in because I want to do the video. I think it's going to be hilarious. Rob, how's it going? Is your Crystal Star review going to be attributed? No, maybe not. Let me bring in someone else. Hey, Amelia.
Hey,
you look nice today.
Oh, thank you. I cut off all my hair a couple weeks ago. So now it's super short. It was like halfway down my back.
It looks nice. I like it. Do you like it? I love it.
Thanks.
It looks really good.
It is. It's pretty comfy for the most part. It's
especially in the summer, right?
That's why I did it. Yeah, fortunately, I have a younger sister who's been cutting her hair for like 4 years now. So I had her do it, and fortunately didn't have to, go get it cut and deal with lines and quarantine procedures and whatnot. But yeah,
you're cutting your hair, and I'm growing mine out. Well, when phase 3 comes, I'll cut it. When phase 3, we're probably going to be going to phase 2. Oh, the announcement's going to come next week. But phase 3, I'll finally cut my hair. So my hair is going to grow out a little bit because
is that for your county or for your workplace?
Well, for work we're at home, and I'm going to request to go back to work during phase 2, and my boss said you can go ahead and request it, but I'm going to tell you they're going to turn it down. So I'm still going to request. If I have to go back to work, I got to cut. I got to cut the hair. I can't come in looking like a nappy looking beetle or something, beetle boy or something. I mean, it's awful. But if I'm not going back to work, then I'm protesting and not cutting hair. Chicken is awesome. Yes, it is awesome. But top 3 favorite expanded universes. Expanded universes. What are my top 3 favorite? I mean, obviously I like Star Wars. This is hard. This is really hard because Dune, I love. The Dune books are really good. But there's not. It's got to be based off an IP. So we're gonna say. It's hard. There's 3 Firefly novels. I hate the Firefly comic books. I read Highlander. It's okay. Spartacus is really good. It has a 4 comic book series that is pretty good and 2 awesome books. Does Spartacus win? Really? Spartacus and maybe Firefly, but I hate the Firefly comic books. I only like the novels. The novels by James Lovegrove are fan-friggin-tastic. Hey, Seth. Check out Seth Saunders. He is Seth. I just remembered you sent one. I was doing errands when I got it. But Seth is doing Role Playing the Galaxy on the expanduniverse.com. He is our role playing expert, and he's had some fun articles. I love them. They're not too long and they're not too short. They're just right. I don't think I've ever told you that, Seth. I just think they're just right. Packed in there. So I think that's really awesome. So top 3 favorite expanded universes. I guess Spartacus would have to win just because it's the closest one that is an all continuity. And then after that, because Dune started as a book series, so and then Firefly, but I hate the comic books for Firefly. I tried Indiana Jones, it just wasn't that good.
Son of Luke has a good question.
What was that? What movie
blast on the screen
do you wish had an expanded universe? Holy cow. Tremors, I know for sure would be one. That's a great question. I can't think of any others. But Tremors would definitely be one. I'm trying to think of all the other movies and TV shows I have, and they all kind of have awful or okay expanded universes. Tremors is the only one I can think of. That's a great. Amelia, can you think of one?
It's like all the TV shows I like are either based on something or already have like some sort of expanded universe. I don't know. I mean, I'm quite a Whovian. And like Doctor Who does have like an expanded universe of sorts, but there's not really any.
Whovian?
A Whovian. You've never heard that term before?
No. How do you live with all the other Who's in Whoville?
No. So of course there's the radio dramas and the Big Finish radio productions. So there's some continuity there, but as far as like books and comics go, I don't think there's much of a continuity. So it would be cool if Doctor Who had some sort of continuous expanded universe. I would love
for the comic books to be better for Firefly because the novels are phenomenal. They're hitting home runs with their novels. They've only got 3 so far.
I haven't read the novels yet. I only did look into getting those.
They started coming out, I think, last year. I think 2 came out, and then 2 more are going to come out this year. But James Lovegrove, who's been writing them, is stopping now. He just wrote his trilogy that didn't connect. They were just 3 individual episodes. But the next one is Tim Levin, who did Dawn of the Jedi. He's writing a Firefly novel, so we'll see how he does. I like this one, Matthew. By the way, Matthew, I love your name. He says, been watching Expanded Universe, got done watching your Jedi Prince series. I had the best time recording the Jedi Prince series, let me tell you. Also, I love this, Seth. Goldilocks articles. They're just right. They're just right.
Oh, speaking of TV series, I found out one of my favorite book series is getting a show on Disney Plus. Matt, have you read Percy Jackson and the Olympians?
No, I haven't, but I know who it is. I thought he already had a movie.
It had a movie, and it was so terrible that even the author like pretends it doesn't exist. But
Oh, wow.
it's getting adapted into a TV series, or well, a TV series. Even though it won't actually be on TV, it's going to be a Disney Plus original.
Batman, Nightwing, Robin, Flash, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. I have to say Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. I kind of like Kyle Rayner a little bit, but Hal Jordan, Green Lantern is probably would be number
Which
5.
Robin is your favorite?
That is a great question, and it's probably I always liked Dick Grayson, but since I picked Nightwing, I'll say Tim Drake. Damien's okay, but he's not a fun Robin. He's like more like Batman. Damien is his son. It's in the later ones. Hold on, I'm already. How did I fall behind the comments already?
This always happens every time you do a live stream.
Hold on, I think Die Hard should have expanded universe. That'd be funny. That's actually a good idea.
I've actually never seen any of the Die Hard films.
Yeah, I try not to think about that.
Did you hear about the Zack Snyder cut, Matt?
Yes, I did, and I'm not. I don't like Zack Snyder. I'm
not familiar with any of his work other than the DC movies he's done.
Here's his Danny Phantom and Lilo and Stitch. You know what? That's interesting because you could say cartoons. No, I still don't want any. Man, it's a good question. I just wish I had more answers.
Like half the shows I've watched have been Joss Whedon shows, and those all have like at least like a continuous like series of comics or something.
There's a good one by John, The Matrix.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be interesting. I don't know where they'd go with it, but that's an interesting thought.
I recently picked up a book called The Philosophy of the Matrix. I still need to actually read it, but it should be good.
C-Rox is loving the Aftermath trilogy. C-Rox, you may be the only one, but if you're liking it, that's fine. You would love more Indiana Jones novels? Yeah, you know what? The first 2, like I said, they were okay. I read them, and then I just didn't get the rest of them. But I heard the best one was the Genesis Project, where he finds Noah's Ark. I heard that was the best one. I should have read that one first, I guess, but that didn't come out first. I read the first 2 that came out, but they didn't just grab me. And Steve Perry wrote Army of the Dead, and someone told me that they read it, and it came out around the Crystal Star, because they thought they'd revamp the novel, and they said it sucked.
Matt, that cup is offensive.
Say what?
That cup is offensive.
Why is a cup offensive?
Hold it up again. It's offensive.
What?
Have you not heard all the Chick-fil-A controversy from the last 10 years?
Oh, baloney.
It's just like a meme at this point. It's just a meme at this point. Like I don't know any actual authentic gay people who boycott Chick-fil-A. All the gays love Chick-fil-A. It's the straight SJWs who hate Chick-fil-A on behalf of their gay friends who don't even hate it.
C-Rox says that is unfortunate. Well, I mean, hey, you know what, C-Rox, to tell you something, the world just found out that I'm a Luke and Callistia fan, and I am one of like 4 people counting, Kevin J. Anderson in the world who agree with that. So I know what it's like. Chick-fil-A gets its own expanded universe. It's funny.
C-Rock says Chick-fil-A gets its own expanded universe. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, the Chick-fil-A universe. Matrix does sort of have an EU, bunch of video games, comic books. There's a cartoon too, but the cartoon actually sucked. I remembered.
So Matt, my dad, he got into podcasts a couple years ago, and one time in one of these podcasts he was listening to, he heard the term red pilled, So he asked me what that meant. So I explained it to him. So he went to the library and he not only checked out the first Matrix, he checked out all the Matrix movies.
Oh, really? I think the first one was brilliant. I think the second one was very good, but had that dance scene in the caves made zero sense.
Ooh, they looked like they were drunk or high or something. I don't know.
It looked like
think about it too much.
They're in an MTV commercial, like, and you're like, wait, what? What am I watching here? This is supposed to be made, and it has great scenes. And then the other scene that is a detriment to the movie is the ending when they go see the architect, and he's like, blah, 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 blah. He makes no sense.
I didn't even make it through the third movie. I got like half an hour in and was like...
Sadly, by the third movie, everything's falling apart. It does get really bad. There's some good stuff in the third movie, but when you leave our fake reality and you go into the real world, the real future is depressing. Mm-hmm. No one wants to sit in there. We want to go.
I didn't even make it that far. I got like half an hour into the movie. And I'm like,
we want to go into the world that looks just like us, but we can do superpower things. That's what we're interested in. And so you go to the future where everything's, terrible and it's horrible and people are suffering and dying and they have no shot at, winning. You're like, I don't really care about that. So I'm interested to see a fourth one. I will watch it. I just hope, who was it? The Wachowskis that did that? Mm-hmm. I just hope they do a better storyline. I mean, they just they threw some weird stuff in on 2 and then just totally gave up on 3. It feels like.
Well, didn't 3 come out like 4 or 5 months after the second one?
Maybe. It
was a couple years between 1 and 2, but then like 3 came out like right after 2. I think they both came out in 2003.
So, y'all never been at a cave rave? I don't think I want to, if that's what they got to do. They should just put that up and say coronavirus. This is how it started.
My fiance keeps saying that coronavirus is God's punishment for the furries.
I did hear there's a new Matrix sequel coming out. That's so stupid. Trinity already died once. Neo died twice. I'm interested. Like I said, I'm interested to see what they're going to do. Did you ever play the D20 revised? Me and my fellow middle school teachers are about to start a campaign. Just picked up the books on eBay. Yeah. Actually, C-Rocks, let me take this camera off.
We're going on an adventure.
We're going on an adventure here. Oh no. Here is whoa. There is the Wizards of the Coast stuff. Right there. I picked it all up. I have never played it. I don't want to be discouraging, but I hear it's the worst of the 3: West End Games, Fantasy Flight, and Wizards of the Coast. But once you play it and everything, comment on my channel. Tell me what you think about it. I hear it's the worst, though. I don't want to rain on your parade, but I'm interested because I am interested to hear what you think about it. I've never played it. Seth, you're still on here. Didn't you play Wizards of the Coast? Everyone tells me West End Games was the best. Everyone. And people do like what Fantasy Flight is doing. I've heard some positive things about Fantasy Flight, but everyone tells me West End Games did it right. And Wizards of the Coast it was more like missed opportunities than they were just bad. It's just that they just didn't do as much as they could have with the series. That's what I've heard. Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Oh, he found a way to read Junior Jedi Knight. Good. Did you find a hungry Ewok to help you out? Junior Jedi Knight's really cool. Or what Helmred said, it's really cool. It's really cool too. It's cool and cool. He said cool. He corrected it right after that. I'm playing with you. C-Rock, sure will. But you know what, C-Rock, to be honest, I wish I had the group, because I had a DM, Dungeon Master, best friend of mine, and he had offered me for years. They were playing West End Games back then. And he said, Matt, you gotta come. I was like, yeah. I wasn't into the board games even back then. So I was like, yeah, you nerds do that. I'm gonna play video games. I'm gonna be my own nerd. But now I totally wish I would have done it, because they were telling me about all these adventures. It was so much fun. Well, then he moved away for like years. He was gone for like 10, 12 years. Well, then I got him to move back for a very short time. In that short time, we kept saying that we were going to get, he was going to get a group together and we were going to play through the Weston games, role-playing games, and we just didn't. And part of that's my fault because I didn't push toward it because I had so many other things going on, but I do regret it because now he moved away again for a woman. And then so now I don't have a dungeon master. I don't have any. I mean, it's funny because my first original game group was a bunch of college kids, and they all moved away, and they get together. They get on Zoom and Skype or whatever, and they do a online RPG on, I think it's Friday nights or something. And the thing is, you think, okay, what do these guys do for a living? You know, they're little janitors somewhere. No, they're lawyers that went to Harvard.
Nerds rule the world, man.
And so and so two of them are partners in a firm, and the other ones are do something else. But they all went to be lawyers, and they're successful. I'm super happy for them. But they still get together at night. They used to be my original part of my original game group. The three of them did, and now they're all lawyers. I said that's funny. So when they come in on Christmas, they'll call me up, and we'll all play a game together. They'll play board games with the old man who, you know, got him into games at first. But it seems like everyone goes to RPGs. My nephews have even started RPG. I heard my cousin's kid. What is my cousin? If my cousin had a kid, what am I to him?
Your first cousin once removed.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
but Meridian and Piper would be that kid's second cousin.
That's what it is. So it's their second cousin, and he is a dungeon master now, and they're playing role-playing games now. I was like, wait, what? And I was thinking about it. Now that I think about it, I should have invited him over, but tomorrow.
Matt, how is Yubnub doing?
Oh, he's not. Yubnub is not taking the quarantine. I mean, he's been sitting.
Is he ready to riot?
He's been sitting up here in the corner moping since March 14th.
Yeah.
He won't come down until they find a vaccine.
He looks angry.
He's on the high vulnerable list because, of course, being an Ewok, you know, the disease could kill him. But anyway, are you going to get a Darth Revan or Darth Malak Funko Pop? I hope you're talking to Amelia because I think Funko Pops are the stupidest thing in the world.
Oh my gosh, I love them, but my fiance hates them. He would love you for saying that.
But
like when I moved a bunch of my stuff to his house, he's like, "Why do you have so many Funko Pops? They're so stupid and useless." I'm like, "But they're cute."
I think that I can't make too much fun of it because I collected things like that for a bit, and I still have a collection. I just don't have it out anymore. In some of my early videos, you can see it. I collected old Beanie Babies. I used to sell them, and I made tons of money off them when they were hot. And now you can go to flea markets and get them for like $1 or 50 cents. I'm like, sure. I mean, there are some that I used to charge $40 for in my closet. And so I just started collecting them, and I tried to get all the bears, but that's really hard because they made so many friggin' bears. But I think I had like 20 something to go. And then I was like, okay, the only way I can find these is online. And now online, I had to pay like $10 for the bear, you know, with shipping. I'm like, I'm not doing that. $5 is the maximum I'll pay for a bear. So, and they're not all expensive bears, really. I don't think there's that many expensive. There was one bear there were two like Hanukkah bears that I kind of wanted. And those are the most expensive. I think they're $20 each or something. I was like, I'm not paying $20 for that bear. It ain't that big of a hobby. Let's see. Which D&D? Have you read any of the D&D novels? No, I haven't. But I don't know who writes those either. I'm thinking Forgotten Realms, but not Dungeons and Dragons. They're possibly good, but I'm not into role playing like I want to be. So I'm probably not going to read those because right now, see you walking in short stays on. Come play with our group. Dude, I'd love to, but I have zero time right now. Thank you for the invite. Seth.
Why are you so busy? It's not like you have a job or kids or anything like that.
Mute. It's not like I'm part of a board. I'm so busy. But anyway, yeah, but if I do get in one, I told my boy Seth I jump in with him because Seth's rip roaring and ready to go. Again, tell me how it is. I'm really interested. I'm being serious. I'm really interested to see how Wizard of the Coast is. All I've done is read through those books. I've never played them. Will you want to watch Netflix Party with everyone? HBO streaming max. I don't think I'm gonna get HBO streaming. I don't think so. I'm not that into it. Ooh, Snyder Cut. It doesn't excite me. Justice League is gonna suck. The Snyder Cut's gonna suck just as bad as the regular cut. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm glad everyone's happy. I got a lot of friends of mine who are ecstatic. And I want to be positive because I love the DC universe, but the movies suck. The movies stick with the animation. I saw, what did I just see? Batman Harley Quinn, part of the DC animated universe. It was great. Justice League versus the Fatal Five could have been better, but of course I'm not a Legionnaires fan, and that's kind of what they based it on, was the Legionnaires. But I just went through the DCEAU, DC animated universe, and that was fun for the most part. For the most part, there's some flops in there, but the Batman Harley Quinn one, was a little goofy, but I did laugh a lot and I did enjoy it. So it was good. All right, let's see. Which TV films would you like to watch on a streaming service? You know what, Michael? I just recorded a Saturday Morning Santa Flange for next month, tonight. I just recorded one where I talk about the top 5 shows plus one movie that is not streaming that I really wish was. And that's hard when you have a show or movie that's not streaming. With all these streaming services, you think we'd have it all, but we don't. So I'm gonna say that for the podcast.
Matthew, I've actually not read a single DC comic.
That's fine.
I was responding to Matthew Ostian. He asked a question for both of us.
Yeah, West End Game stuff is just beautiful. It has such an imagination, where Wizards of the Coast is just basically just like printing information, and they're not very creative. I felt there was a lack of creativity there. Again, I want to hear what C-Rock thinks, though, because the gameplay could be awesome, but the creativity that's given to you seems pretty standard and lackluster. Again, Seth would be able, if he's still on the stream here, Seth would be able to talk to it a lot better than I would. But and then Fantasy Flight. I do like Fantasy Flight. Now, I stopped after Forcing Destiny, after the first beginner game, beta, and source book, because that's when they officially said we're switching over. We're not going to be Legends anymore. And I was like, oh, well, then I'm not buying anymore. Good. But I thought that Edge of the Empire and Age of Rebellion were both had both interesting content in there that was very creative and very imaginative. And I would play those. And I hear good things about them because Fantasy Flight pretty much knows how to do their RPGs. True story, Amelia, when Louisiana went into phase 1, the Magic card shop, the board game / role-playing game, miniature game store opened, sold out of almost everything.
I believe it.
Because people have been dying to get their hands on miniatures, to play games.
Yeah.
He's sitting there in a cleaned out store right now. He's got some stuff in there, but my mom said, yeah, he didn't have anything. We walked in, he said, hey guys, you can look around, but I'm sorry, I am out of just about everything. He didn't have sleeves, or when he opened the store, it was just a bum rush. They just took. He's happy, of course. He's making back his money that when he was closed. But at the same time, though, now, he doesn't. He doesn't have any stock. And what really upset him was one of his part-time employees is my little nephew. My little nephew would come up on Saturdays when everyone was playing the games on the table, and my little nephew was sorting out Magic cards for him. And it was his birthday this past week, and he wanted to go buy and get a whole box of Magic cards. And the guy, the owner, didn't have it, and he felt really bad for Jacob because that he loves him.
How old did your nephew turn?
I'm sorry?
How old did your nephew turn?
He is Archer's 6. He's 14 now.
Oh. 14? I didn't know 14-year-olds could work in Louisiana.
14. Well, he gets paid under the table. He only comes in once a day, and he works for about 4 to 6 hours. It's under. So it's
more like this is a small business.
It's a small business. He's just coming in help. It's like paying a kid to rake your leaves.
Right.
You know. But he's really cool because he's allowed to If I come in and I want to see a game, he can demo it for me. That's part of
Nice.
his job too, is to help demo games. And I
Mhm.
mean, he's living the dream, man. He loves Magic. So, to him, it's just a dream doing what he's doing. And I'll be honest, I got to work at a card and comic book store back when card and comic books were like in the heyday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, that was a dream job that not many people will have. And now he can say the same. Like, I would be honest, if he offered me a job to work on the weekends, just demoing games or something like that, I'd take him up on. I make plenty of money, but I'd take him up on it.
Yeah.
I could not resist that desire just to work in a board game store. Even though they're not that big on board games, he makes most of his money through Warhammer and Magic cards, which
Mhm.
makes sense. Those are the big money makers. But I would work there on
Mhm.
Saturdays if he asked. He
Yeah,
doesn't
my
need to.
niece just turned 2 yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, apparently she was very frustrated because her mommy said she couldn't have another popsicle. She's like, I don't like this, mommy. She got very frustrated.
Rob D says I never understood once, twice removed. Oh, look at this. Have you seen King's Son? Yes. Okay. Not only have I seen it, Son of Luke, but I own it on DVD and its sequel. It came out with a sequel. I think it's called The
I've never
Golden
even heard of
City.
this movie.
And it had James Earl Jones in it. The sequel did. So I had both of those movies because we used to watch King Solomon's Mines all the time as kids. They are not good movies. Those are canon films. Canon films are canon fodder. When they could advertise a movie really big, but the movie was really done on the cheap, and you can tell. But I'll watch those again. I've already watched them twice. I'll probably watch them a third time too because they're my kind of cheesy. They're not that good though. We used to love those because King Solomon's Mine is based off the old adventure. He's public domain now. Oh, come on! Indiana Jones was based off of him. What is his name? The adventurer. Someone's going to tell me in the Quartermain, Alex Quartermain. It took me a while. I had to Quartermain. I remember the bad guys say that. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Speaking of
I'm good. Thanks for asking, official Ray Blitz.
Star Wars, I really wanted the Dirge storyline.
Obi Wang is asking if he can put your video on a Chinese website.
I really, but no. Oh, no. Yeah, this was. I wish there was more Dirge. Period. Dirge, I thought was just an interesting villain and a good idea.
I mean, she's mine too.
The thing is, I think Wonder Woman is probably still the best DC movie, but compared to Marvel movies, Wonder Woman is a mid card at best. I think we give a pass for DC. I mean, it is the best DC movie they've come out with. I think.
Are you going to see Wonder Woman 1984?
I'll watch it, but even though it's the best, that doesn't mean it's one of the best superhero movies, in my opinion. I do think it's the best DC one they've come out with. My wife thinks it's Aquaman, but Aquaman's a little flawed because I don't like Ocean Master. I thought it was kind of stupid, and the movie is way too long.
What I like about Aquaman is like it's like they realized they needed to stop taking themselves too seriously, like they'd done with like some of their previous films, and they're just like, fuck it. Sorry, Matt's channel is supposed to be family friendly. They're like, forget it. This is supposed to be, it's based off a comic book character who's half mermaid. It's supposed to be ridiculous. Let's just roll with it and accept the fact that it's going to be ridiculous. And
Son of Luke, I have not seen the new Harley Quinn cartoon series. I only watched the DC animated universe, the Batman animated series and those ones. I did like Batman Harley Quinn. I think Harley Quinn's a little overused right now, but I do enjoy Harley Quinn.
Hey, Matt, you have to give me credit. If I were Jeremy, I would have been dropping F-bombs like 2 seconds into this video.
No, Jeremy's asleep at this time. Come on, it's already 8 o'clock this time. Anyway, favorite DC writer and artist, I like Jim Lee. I mean, he's not exclusive to DC, and writer's got to be Chuck Dixon. It's got to be. I like some stuff by Ron Mars, and who is the other writer I was just talking about him the other day to my brother? There's another writer I like too, but Chuck Dixon, I absolutely love. I think he's great. He wrote for Peter David. He's not DC though. He's Marvel. Never mind. Is that his name? Peter David. He did the Incredible Hulk. I think that's his name. I like him too, but he's not DC. Do you have a favorite writer or artist in DC comic books?
I actually was addressing this comment a couple minutes ago, but yeah, I've actually not read any of the DC comics. All my knowledge comes from the movies and the shows.
Quality, that would be even worse. By the way, your Luke Skywalker holiday special image is brilliant.
Beautiful.
That's hilarious. Right there.
Waru for president.
Go wake up the Geeks Addict. Let him know this. There you go, Matt. The RPG books are worth it if you just read them, not necessarily play the game. For Westing Games, yes. You know what? I think the Fantasy Flight stuff is dirt cheap now. I see that stuff on clearance a lot. So it may be worth getting, but the Westing Games stuff is pretty solid, Rob. I would go with Westing Games. I'm safe to, if you can find it for cheap, because it's just more of imagination. It's not all storytelling, but the imagination and the creativity is really there. On Forces, well, after the you're right, Helmut. After the remember it was in the Force and Destiny source book. They started giving the explanation that there's going to be legends and then there's going to be the new canon, and that they were going to be incorporating both now. And when I read that, I stopped. I didn't go any further because after that, I heard they started incorporating all the Rebels stuff from the Rebels TV show, and I was like, nope, sorry, I'm out. So Force and Destiny, the beta book, the beginner's game, and the source book. And there's something else in there too. The stuff that first came out for Force and Destiny, that is the last stuff that was Legends exclusive. And then they switched over. And that's a shame. Yes. Yes. Are you a Callistia fan? There's no way you are.
I don't hate her as a character.
I know you aren't, but Helm Red, are you a Luke and Callistia fan? Are you just joshing me? Because I did find 2 other people who agreed with me, and that's rare. You know, there's a witch hunt for people like us. How dare we not want Mara Jade? And I'm fine with Mara Jade. I'm fine with Mara Jade and Luke. I'm just saying, if it would have been me, I'd have stuck with Callistia. That's it. This is me, and it is just me. It's me, Kevin J. Anderson, and 2 other people on the internet.
Have you ever told that to Timothy Zahn? That you should Luke and Callista, not Luke and Mara?
Shoot.
You should definitely tell him.
What? And I haven't gotten to it yet, but Callistia has a sad, tragic ending in the EU, which I both love and hate. Say what?
Press F to pay respects.
Do you guys love horror? Hold on, I'm catching up. I'm sorry. Do you guys love horror films? Ever watched
them? 20 minutes behind.
I'm sorry. Have you ever watched the movie The Witch? Yes, I have. I thought it was really good.
I'm not into horror movies. The closest I'll do is I liked A Quiet Place a lot.
There's some spooky, creepy, not scary stuff, but it's just off-putting. And there's maybe some spooky stuff at the beginning, but then that's it. And maybe at the end, I can't remember. But I thought it was just really done well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the closest thing I like to a horror movie is A Quiet Place, which is actually one of my favorite movies, but I don't think it's technically in the horror genre. I don't know.
That was the question you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Billy. I'll sure. Put a link to my channel. I don't care. That's fine.
His videos are public. What's the worst that can happen? The Chinese government tries to shut him down?
Yeah. I skipped down a lot. Doggone it. Hold on. Curious question. Reconciling. No, it can't. Season 7's made exclusive in the new canon.
I mean, there's characters who are alive in Legends during that time period who are dead in the Clone Wars and vice versa. It's just not continuous.
Really? He almost made him human? I don't remember that story, John. That's interesting, though. Star Trek. Oh, Starship Troopers. It's based off a novel, though. I've never read the novel, but I enjoyed the first movie, and I think the second. The second just hurt from a low budget, but or maybe it was the third movie that was better because Casper Van whatever from the first movie was, you know, dead on arrival as an actor, and so he came back for the third one, which was a sad for his career. But thank you, appreciate that.
That's a lot of fun.
Appreciate that you love cats too. I love cats. I don't have any, but I have a lot of cat shirts. True,
Matt, why don't y'all have any pets?
because I don't want pets. I'm fine with animals. I don't want pets. Look at Seth there. Um, Ocean Master's over the top. Yeah, he kind of fit the tone. See, I thought that who was the other guy? Who was the other villain in Aquaman? I thought he was cool.
I think it was called Black something. All I remember was he wore black.
Manta, Black Manta. I thought Black Manta was really cool. Really cool. And I was like, we should focus on that dude. That dude seems much more interesting than Ocean Master. Do you know who that is?
I know that. I do not know. I have heard that name before. Haven't I? I've met him. You've had us both on your channel before.
What? No, I don't know who he is. I've never seen him before in my life.
Michael Juras loves Callista. Hi, Michael.
Hold on. It keeps skipping.
Suritaki was better for Obi-Wan.
Here we go. Who was better? Satine or Siri?
Suritaki by far.
Yes, by far. Is there any Satine fans in there? I'd like to know that. But I am the only Mara Lando, with the exception of Kevin J. Anderson.
Nice.
Well, look at he's okay with Calista, but not for Luke. And you know what? Everyone feels that way. I'm fine with that.
Matthew, to answer your question from about 5 minutes ago, probably DC, just because I follow it more. Like I'll watch the Marvel movies when they come out, but like I don't keep up with the shows or anything like that. DC, I'm actually a bigger fan of their shows than their films, but I've watched like almost all of them, like as far as the Arrowverse goes, at least. I haven't watched like Gotham or the other shows they've done, but yeah, like I've watched Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, unfortunately, and all those other shows that have various degrees of quality.
John, the first thing I would do is I would probably wake up if that happened. That's the first thing I would do. But what if Lucasfilm decides to right the ship and say, hey, you know what? Let's do some Legend stuff too. I'd be really happy if obviously I would. I do agree. Dark Empire's love interest with Jim was just not. It almost seemed forced. It wasn't even there really.
Haha, Bryant's Nerd Pub just had a comment for us.
Hold on. Just catching up. Oh well, screw it. I'll go to the bottom here. I'm
sitting on a yoga ball, so I have to read.
Yeah, you are Hidden Gems. You are in the minority because only a few of us like Children of Jedi. But you know what? I was pleasantly surprised by people who said, "Oh yeah, I see it." That's great. Adam's hilarious. I was very surprised when I talked about Planet Twilight just recently, and I said it wasn't that good. I admitted that because I thought fans were gonna be like, "Is he gonna love Planet Twilight too? Come on, this is an awful trilogy." And then a few people were like, "Actually, man, I love Planet Twilight." And I was like, "Really?" I mean, and I like that. I like that there's fans of these books that I don't like. I've never, there's a few people who like. I know one person loves Red Harvest. I don't think anyone likes Dawn of the Jedi, the novel.
I do.
No, you're lying.
I do. I don't remember it that vividly because it's been
Okay, we're gonna just move on.
every time I say something it disagrees with.
That's right. I don't want I want voices that agree with me.
No, Matt is a fascist. He
You
censors
better,
music.
because if you don't agree with me, I'll do a live stream of Ask Me Anything about you.
He's just gonna say
I'll,
bad things
I'll act like a
for a living.
6-year-old child, and I'll do like memes on the internet of you.
I actually when I got stuck in a blizzard about 4 years,
Hold on, hold on,
ago.
hold on. I'm missing some of these. I'm missing some of these. Bu- 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 Okay, Eric, that is a spoiler. Should I put it up there? I will.
Do it.
Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Did it for years anyway. Yeah. Yeah. And then here. Yes. It was tragic, but it was a good reveal. Top 5 Marvel characters. Spider-Man. Hold on. And Marvel. I'm not as big a Marvel fan. Spider-Man. I can't think of another one that I really like. Punisher's okay. Daredevil's pretty good. I never was a fan of any of the Avengers. Moon Knight I thought was interesting. I know that's random. I can't even pick 5 in Marvel. I'm sure I could if I thought about them all, but yeah, right now. Oh, Gambit. Gambit's got to be 1. He'd be up there. Gambit would be probably number 2. I do enjoy Gambit. Yes, Ray Blitz. I saw it. Oh, look at this. Look at this. There's the one. Now, I'm not talking about the comic book. We're talking about the novel by Tim
I
Lemon.
should reread the novel just so I can review it and give you more feedback since it's been like forever.
Michael, I don't know in order, but Spock is up there. I love Kirk. I love Bones. Obviously, I'm going for the original trilogy people. And the Next Generation, Geordi and Data were fun. Data, I mean. I get that wrong. And Odo from Deep Space Nine, and anything to do with the with Quark and his race. Oh, my mind's going blank right now, sir. I'm sorry. Doggone, I was just talking to someone about this last week too. But anything with Quark and his storyline, his race. What are they called? The Ferengi. The Ferengi are really awesome. I loved a lot of the characters in Enterprise too. I thought Enterprise was I'm very rare on this one. I thought Enterprise was a really good series, better than Voyager. Is there anyone on Voyager I enjoyed? Yes, the Hologram Doctor. I thought he was excellent, and he probably would be in my top 5. I think the Hologram Doctor is brilliant. Every other character in Voyager sucks. Discovery sucks. They never should have made this. Picard, I'll watch seasons. I wasn't impressed with season 1, but it's better than Discovery. It just, they said, hey, we want Picard to be on his own. But then they came with the storyline that he should be involving all the old cast. And that he doesn't make sense. And there's a lot of contradictions. I do like how Red Letter Media, at first I was saying that Red Letter Media's, insights into and critiques into Picard, I didn't agree with. I was like 50-50. I thought they were coming down too hard on Picard. But then Mike did that last Picard, what was like over an hour review. And I gotta be honest, he was spot on with all of this stuff there. I mean, I wasn't agreeing with him until up to that video.
I'm not a Trekkie. Wow. I've tried. I actually gave it a good try. I watched probably a dozen episodes of the original series.
Quality, you're just saying that to hurt you're just saying that to goad me on. Oh, what happened? What did I do?
Did you nuke somebody?
No, that's weird. I pressed the wrong button. Everything went crazy on me. Okay, hold on. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind.
I'm pretty sure Matt has watched Battlestar Galactica. I don't remember if it was original or the 2004 series.
Hold on, just a minute.
The answer is yes.
Now, see,
Dylan actually said that in the Twin Sons group chat recently, in front of Brian.
Most overrated. That's gonna hurt feelings. I don't know. Overrated. I mean, he's definitely up in there, but he's done some good stuff too. There's just one novel, Dark Saber, where I just thought, no, that is inexcusable. There's no way. And then someone reminded me in the comments that after he beat Luke, he chastised Luke on his bad, on how he was a bad master. He's not a good master or whatever, a Jedi master and everything. I said, oh, that's right. He lectured him afterwards, right? He said, yeah. Like he was all high and mighty. I said, man, that is an arrogant book to write. I know. I told Brian I'd have him on. Maybe I'll have Brian on to defend his beloved Jedi. But to be honest,
yes, I am pressing F for the Byzantine Empire.
Well, to be honest though, Brian wins the majority because a lot of Star Wars fans love I, Jedi. That's one of their favorite books ever.
I think Brian loves it more than anyone else, though. He's like the super fan.
No, you can't like Knight Errant. Seriously? Kara Holt has got to be the most boringest main character they ever made. She is, I'll be honest, the situation surrounding her, the storyline of what's going on is very intriguing. Unfortunately, we have this very boring character we have to look through, we have to follow through. That's the only thing wrong with that book is Kara. She's boring. She's one-dimensional. She's awful. If we had a better character to walk us through that, I like the story. I like what's going on in the universe. I like that, but don't like the other stuff. There you go. It's nice. Son Luke, I really dislike Barbara Hamley's writing style, but I love Dark Saber so much. Yeah, I love Dark Saber. I do. Well, of course, I'm a Kevin J. Anderson fan. Here you go, Rob. He's reading Dawn of the Jedi now. Why? I don't know. But the plot is boring. I don't feel the main character, Lorne Brock, and it just doesn't feel like a Star Wars novel. I agree 1,000% with you, Rob. But I'm fine with people liking it. That's fine.
He's not actually fine with it.
Huge surprise at the end? Would you say it was huge?
I don't remember that book particularly.
I mean, I think I know what you're talking about there, but that's interesting. So, Michael, you were one of the people who commented and said you liked it. I can't remember. I know there's two people who commented on that video and said, I love Planet Twilight. I was like, oh, awesome. Hammer said, I know people. Yeah, I know people who say they saw Bigfoot too. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm being sarcastic.
Man, I always has to troll.
Well, the reason you like Dawn of the Jedi comic book is because John Ostrander wrote it, and he was going somewhere. And to be honest, the comic book series isn't the best either, but it had potential. It just got cut off, too soon. Okay, you are talking about this. Yeah, I mean, that was cool. That was cool. Really? Look, the Seth has spoken. The Seth has spoken. I don't know. Besides Amelia, I don't really know of anyone else that's, got a good Hollywood career going on. I like the ricotta, and I like how they were losing the Force, son of Luke, and how we knew they were going to eventually lose control. We already know that from history, but it seemed like in the comic book they were already losing their power, and they were wondering, how can we keep control of the galaxy? Now that was interesting, but we never saw anything that came of it. Not his fault, right? The series got canceled when Disney bought him out, but still, that's funny.
Man, I'm probably going to call it a night within a couple minutes.
Oh, okay, Amelia. Well, thank you.
Well, thanks for having me. This is always fun.
Yeah.
Yes, and thank you, commenters, for all your questions.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Give the girl some kisses from me.
I will. All right, Amelia. I'll see you later. Have a good
Yeah,
night.
take care, bro.
All right, bye. She's really sweet. I do like her haircut. It's really nice. No, he doesn't care about continuity. In fact, it goes against a lot of continuity from the new canon, stuff. Like he went in direct contradiction of one of the books that came out about Ahsoka. I mean, it's totally different. Just like good old Filoni to just run roughshod. That's why Matt Martin's trying to do damage control now because all the fans are outraged, and he's going, guys, you know, canon doesn't matter, stuff like that. Continuity doesn't matter. It's not important. You're stupid for thinking continuity matters. Oh, you've been enjoying Babylon 5? Yeah, the coolest thing about that, Seth, is that the story is you can't they all see their destiny and they all know what their destiny is, but every time they try to take 2 steps away, they take 1 step toward their destiny. I love it. I love it. The only thing bad about it, Seth, and you can attest by this, is the bad CGI. Of course, this is back in the early 2000s, so they were trying, but it's pretty bad CGI. I wish they would just digitally remaster those because it's a great story. You're gonna want to watch the spinoff, which is Crusaders. Don't. Crusaders is really bad, and even the creator said he didn't want to do it. It's just he was done with Babylon 5, and he didn't want to tell any more stories. But the Babylon 5 was still popular. I said, please do anything, give us something. He's like, well, here's a story here. He didn't really care that much about it, and obviously you could tell it wasn't really that good. But Babylon 5 is pretty solid film. And I don't know where, I mean, series. I don't know where you are in the series, but the main character gets switched out, and that was a decision made by the actor and the production company or the directors and stuff. They just felt that it just wasn't working out. But he did come back later on to help tie up his story. So I mean, but it was on a good. It was a mutual agreement for him to leave, and then Bruce Boxer, whatever, took over, and he's great. Great. In fact, there's one continuity error in Babylon 5, and it has to do with what's his name's hair. Because in the later on in the series, the actor was going bald, so he just went ahead and shaved his head. So in the future, when they finally get to the future, he's got a shaved head. Well, they did an episode a long time ago in season like 1 or 2 where they see the future version of him, and he has hair. The hair he had from season 1, but he shaved it all because the actor was going bald, and so that's kind of a continuity error, but it's a very small one, you know, just because he didn't have the same hair. But you know, they could have gotten a wig. They could have gotten a wig if they really cared, right? I don't know, probably some Babylon 5 site. And you know, Babylon 5 had books too. I wonder if those are in continuity. I didn't think about that, but I'd eventually go back and watch Babylon 5. All right, hold on. So behind in the comments. I don't even know where I was. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm so far behind. Okay, here we go. Wow, I'm so far behind. Okay, here we go. I watched Battlestar Galactica, the new series. First season was awesome. Second season was a step down. Third season was just kind of suck, and fourth season was awful. I wish I hadn't watched it, but the first season was fantastic. That's great, man. Continuity errors. Love TNG DS9 mixed pack yet. Hello, Star Prime. There you go. History guy there. I like this one. Corn's not overrated, just overused. Quality. I was thinking about this, but see, I didn't play the game, so I can't really talk about it. But I was like, I don't know if he's that cool, but I didn't play the game, so I can't really talk. That Star Prime, that's a great question. this thing is, what's underrated to me is what other people think is garbage. So, like I like Children of the Jedi. Not many people like it. I think it's underrated. Um, what else have I reviewed that I liked and others people didn't? But it's just a matter of opinion when you're getting there. Oh, that's not a continuity error. It turned blue because of the crystal star. Next question. Was it really blue? I don't remember. Was it really? Did Vonda McIntyre get that bat off? I don't recall that. I believe you. I just don't recall it. And see, the thing is, a lot of people would do that, but I never played the video game. Perhaps. It's a good pick. Oh, rats. Click the wrong button. There it is. Sure. I'd watch it. Only if she dies, I would like to know her fate. Solo Command is awesome. It is awesome. I agree with you. It's a good one. I know. I'm glad you're enjoying those. Have a good night, Michael. Oh, everyone's getting controversial here. Wow. Whoa. He must be overrated. Hey, you know what? Because he's not in that many books and stuff, you may be right in a way. I love Thrawn too. But he wasn't the end all be all because he got beat, pretty solid. He got he underestimated the Nogre, right? And see, he's not the biggest Throne fan. I know what you meant. Yes, yes, yes. Love it, love it. That's why you were reading it. Okay, gotcha. Oh, you were writing one like that. Oh man. I would cheer for Kip Duran, but Corran Horn would probably win, according to the EU. I would cheer for Kip though. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Like General Grievous more than Thrawn. I just saw that comment and I lost it again. Just trying to catch up, part of the universe. I am. Duh. Trying to catch up. I don't know how I fall this far behind. Thank you. Thank you. Didn't I have this on last night? I thought I did. May have had it on like that. It says No Mercy. Yeah, Cobra Kai. I was on Matthew's stream with Adam last night. I had a fun time. Yeah, Seth. See, I agree with you. Season 2 was okay. Season 2 was okay. And I was like, well, that was okay. Wasn't as good as season 1, but still okay. In season 3, that's when you're going, oh, what's going on? And then season 4, it's teetotal garbage. So you got out at the right time, I bet. I'm sorry. It keeps skipping down every time I scroll. Get back up here. I don't know where I was. Shadows of Mine. Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed that one. I was kind of surprised when a lot of people didn't like it. But of course, I need to reread it again because they may be right. Oh, wow. Look at this. I tried to give Allegiance and Choices of One a chance, despite the fact that I watched a review where you ragged on it. But even trying to be fair, I just found myself getting bored. Yeah, I agree. You know what? But I'm glad you gave it a shot and read it anyway, because that's one thing I'm always afraid of. is that I say a book isn't good, and people are like, "Oh, okay, then I won't read it then." And I'm like, "Well, you should still read it because people like Timothy Zahn, and people may love those books." But I'm glad, I am glad you agree, but I'm also glad that you gave it a fair shot. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm fine with this. People, rats. I'm fine with this. People disagreeing with me. Dadgummit. or 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 the Rebels TV show where I hear he's outsmarted a lot. Look at that. EU Grievous more than Thrawn. Interesting. Oh, you have one of these? Yeah, I think it's a national parks calendar. I just get whatever is at Dollar Tree because I just want it tells me what I did. I keep up for the past. Here, hold on. I keep up, and I'm going to fall behind the comments again. I know. Wait. Good night, Hidden Gems. Whatever happened to Kevin Janderson? He's still making books. What's his name of it? Wildfire Press. I'm on his email list. Oh wow, going through. Oh wow, chronological. Wow. In my opinion, Bounty Hunter Wars. If you had to pick the two of those. Okay, good. Caught up. Now I can show this. What I do is I keep these and then any past. Let me see if I can get these past calendars. And I know that rats. I know that Facebook does this for a lot of people. But I look up and see what I did a few years ago. So for instance, this week last year, my brother came in from New York, 2 years ago this month. Oh gosh, come on, man. I also keep a journal as well. 2 years ago this month. I went to BGG SpringCon. I wasn't on the list for this year. Sorry, I'm behind. Do I think Filoni's Clone Wars work is better if you place after the Dreadnoughts and the Moon? I think Filoni's Clone Wars is only good when he focuses on clones. That's it. I've seen people saying the story is everything in TCW and George, even people who worked on that show. Yeah, they say a lot of stuff. It's almost like they're saying, you should love this. George loves it. You should love it. It seems like they just, like there's this one guy making all these quotes about Filoni saying, I talked to George. He said, my TV show is just as good as his movies. Really? Did he say that, Filoni? Did he? The guy's quoting it like it's gospel. Because if Dave Filoni says that George Lucas said that the Clone Wars is right there on par with his movies, I'd love to see that quote. I'd love to see that quote. It doesn't exist. Only through Dave Filoni's lips does it exist. Oh, you're from France? That's cool. I've heard some things that he said. Senator, say you can follow whatever you want. Yeah. George Lucas, I said that? Almost the guy was giving quotes like that. He said, no, George worked by me side on side, and I mean he was saying that this was on par with his movies. And that guy gives me that quote. Like that's supposed to tell me that I'm wrong about Dave Filoni. Like, yeah, okay. When your source is Dave Filoni about how awesome Dave Filoni is, I don't think you can use that as an argument. And what was I doing in 2017 with my M&M calendar? Besides checking out Mrs. Green, what was I doing? I went to BGG SpringCon again. Celebrating my 40th birthday alone. All right. But anyway, I just keep these up and just write down. I'll write down board games I play on them. If anything happened, if I went over to eat with someone, people came over, we hung out, we watched a movie, I finished a book. I just put stuff like that in there. Hold on, let me put this up. What did I drop? Can't recall. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah. All right, here I'm gonna get down this game. I'm gonna show you the game I'm gonna be playing tomorrow. We're playing third. Look how big this thing is. Playing this third edition of Twilight Imperium. It's gonna be my birthday bash weekend game, and this is a pretty big game. We're gonna have I think 6 players. We could be having 4, sadly, because one has not told me if he can get off. If he can, he's coming. And then the other one is my nephew, and he said he had work, but he found out it was Twilight Imperium, so he's going to try to get out of it. But I never heard back from him. I think he's coming. I think my sister-in-law told me he was coming, but this thing's big. It's huge. So much. It's huge. Boom. That's when I put it down on that table. Boom. Yeah, I think it's huge. All right. So, and in that short time. Miss Green looks pretty tasty. I mean, it's got to be the Millennium Falcon, right? It can't be anything else. You'd want to fly the Millennium Falcon. I don't think you'd want to fly anything else. From the EU? I don't know. I think it had to be the Millennium Falcon. No, I know about them, but I haven't watched them. Do they put out that much content? Because it seemed like they didn't. I could be wrong though. And exactly, Filoni wanted his separate in his own little universe. That's why he got T-canon status, television canon. Yet both Ewok movies and the Tartakovsky's Clone Wars and Droids and Ewoks, which all were television programs, did not get T-canon status. So they just called it F-canon. Because F-canon. All right. Short story, one that stands out. Mine is last one. Yeah, I was going to say last. No. Last one, Sam, when he hunts down the Devorian. Is it what's the one yak face when Boba Fett is taken out? The guy's telling a story about when Boba Fett went after that Imperial officer, and it turns out that the old man is the Imperial officer, and that Boba Fett's waiting in the wings for him. And as he dismisses all the children, he kind of goes, "How long have you been there?" And Boba Fett comes out of the shadows and everything. That was a pretty good one. I enjoyed that one. Twin Engines of Destruction was a good one, and the one where he goes after Han, flash forward to the future. That was good too. There's a lot of good short stories with Boba Fett in them. Okay, Channel EU has been great. I'll have to check it out again. Oh my goodness. Oh. Your dad is 40. Dude, I'll be 43. I'll be 43 Sunday. Isn't that crazy? I know. Look at me. Look at my young, strapping self. Hey, you know why, though? I'm going to be honest. It's probably this, right? I do look a little bit younger with my hair down like, my hair a little, it's messed up right now, but I look a little younger with my hair kind of like that. But yeah. Yeah, thanks, man. I like to do it. A lot of people just say, "Oh, I thought you were 30-something." No, 40. I'm looking about 10 years younger, maybe. Maybe I can go for late 20s. Maybe. I don't know. If I get back in shape, man, I'm wearing the stretchy pants now. If I can wear blue jeans, but I don't need a belt now, I can wear my shorts, and I can wear a belt, but it's on the last loop. because you can't tell, but I can tell I've gained a little weight because they shut down the gyms, and whatever I do around the house is just not cutting it, not cutting it. It's not like the elliptical and stuff that I was doing there. So there's no bench, or not benches. I did curls and flies and stuff like that, and I can't do any of that. Now I'm hoping in phase 2, if the gyms open up, I'm there, baby. I'm there. I've got to get back into working out, and I'm doing the 30-day diet starting next Monday, June 1st to the 30th, because I've got to. I cannot. I got to keep this weight because I'm in a show, and they took my measurements back when I was a trim man, and now I bet I can hardly fit in those pants. If I suck in, I may, but those pants are gonna be very tight on me now, and I don't want tight pants around my waist. Oh, sorry. So I'm gonna go back on the diet and try to knock some of that off. I've already we bought, me and my wife bought a bunch of stuff today about it with it, and you know, I'm ready, man. I'm jonesing to get ready back on that diet. I've even started eating some of the stuff I'm going to be eating on the diet every day. I do an egg scramble every day. I eat it and I love it. I may had a egg scramble a day. I absolutely love it. I should wait until Monday to when I'm having it every day, but I was like, no, I'm going to eat it now if I have it. The only thing that we haven't made that's still in the cabinets that it's just not going to get made in time is we have some spaghetti and spaghetti sauce, and it's not going to happen. It's my mom's birthday tomorrow, my birthday Sunday. There's no way, there's no date. I mean, we're not going to have spaghetti for lunch. So spaghetti's just going to have to sit in the cabinets for like a month now. I mean, it's spaghetti, right? It's not going to go bad. And neither is the spaghetti sauce, I don't think. It won't go bad in a month. But yeah, that's the only thing non-healthy. And then I think there's like a little bit of ice cream left in the fridge. And I thought I was going to knock it down. Oh, there's some chocolate chip cookies. No, I'm not going to eat them this late. I'll eat those chocolate chip cookies in the morning. But there's like 2 more chocolate chip cookies and then a little bit of ice cream, maybe like for 2 bowls. And I may try to knock that out within the next 2 days, but I'm not going to be a pig about it. I'm not someone who pigs out the day before his diet. I just eat what I'm going to eat. I don't do anything like, oh, well, this is my last day, so I don't do that. Like I'm probably going to either finish that ice cream or probably finish those 2 cookies. Now, if the missus wants those 2 cookies, then I'll go with the ice cream. But if I don't need it, I'm not going to get it. You didn't even want any of that answer, did you? Really? I thought Rex was meant to be just a boring character. Oh, you haven't played it? Dang, Seth. I would love to have you over. I was trying, my goal was to get 8 players, and I got 6, which was good. But like I said, but my man Ethan, he got himself a job and he works on the weekends, but he doesn't work days, I don't think. And that's why I did it in the day. I know he'll come. There's 2 people. One is kind of squirrely, like he kind of disappeared on us. He was playing games and he just kind of disappeared. Like he left town like for a couple months. And then he came back in, but he didn't tell anyone. But he's real friendly if you see him. But we've invited him like once or twice. He hadn't said anything. I was like, okay. So I wanted to invite him, but I wasn't getting the good vibe from him. And there are 2 other friends of mine that just started my board game group right before the quarantine happened. But I don't think Twilight Imperium is a pretty big game to kind of kick off on. So I was like, well, he probably wouldn't want to start. Probably wouldn't want to bring him Twilight Imperium because they were just getting into board games with me. But I do love both those guys, and well, it's too late now. But if I'd have thought about it, I probably would have gone ahead and sent them an invite. It wouldn't have hurt, right? Because I would love to have 8 players. But if I just have 6 players, I'm fine with that. But now that I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of people I wish I would have invited. It's just work has been slammed for me. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. I'm sorry. How many people? Okay, there's still people watching. I'm gonna keep answering. I'm fine. Screw it. Oh, you're reading Star Wars? Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Quinlan Voss is just a great character. He's a great character. John Ostrander invented him. It's not. It's very easy to learn. I know that sounds weird. It's a big, complicated game, but after the first round or 2, you'll get it. That's fine. I would take an X-wing, but I think I'd want to be in the Falcon. Yeah, George directed parts of the Ewoks movies, but they apparently weren't part of his vision. He did all the reshoots for Ewok Adventure. Eric Walker and Wicked Warwick talk about that in their autobiographies, working with George again on the movies. Is that another? That's a good one. That's a good one. Love it. Joe's gonna make everything fit within Legends. He knows that I don't like mixing canon. Joe does. Joe loves it. Joe Bongiorno. For years, I thought he weren't. I thought he butch he wait. For years, I thought that I was butchering his name. I said, "Is your name Bongiorno?" Because I keep saying that in the videos. Yeah, it is. And he's a great guy. I talked to him just a month or so ago. Wait, it's May. Yeah, I talked to him last month, and whenever we talk, we laugh like 60% of the time is laughter. But he's just such a great guy to talk to. And yes, I was born in 1977. My mom and dad took me to the theater to see Star Wars because they couldn't afford a babysitter. And my mom, now I don't remember any of it, but my mom says that she said she kept waiting for me to go to sleep, but she said my eyes were glued to the screen the whole time. I don't know if that's true, but that's what my mom said. I want to say I remember Empire because remember children 3 and under were free in movie theater. They still may be. So they took us again to see Empire because it's just me and my brother back then. And I want to say I remember the snow scene, but it's so young. I just don't know. I do remember standing up and grabbing the seat in front of me. That could have been any movie, right? And I could have been 4. Who knows? But I do have a memory of me in the theater standing up from my seat and grabbing onto the seat in front of me and like looking up. How old was I? I have no idea. What movie was it? Was it Empire? I don't know. I don't know. I do vividly remember seeing Return of the Jedi 3 times in theaters in 1983. Because I was 6 by then. I remember each time I saw it in theaters, the original. Thank you. I'm actually 28. The missus looks younger. Oh, well, the missus is younger than me, but she looks younger than what she is. Oh yes, and hello, Beta Crepe. How are you? Yeah, I'd love to do book. I do push-ups and sit-ups. That's when my girls come and just slam down on top of daddy and go, oh, and I sit up like that. Hey, June 1st is your birthday. Well, happy birthday early. Um, Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. My wife was actually looking at we were looking at old video of mine just from a couple years ago. She went, "You look so young." I said, "Well, what do I look like now?" She went, "Well, I mean, you kind of look the same, but you look really young back then." I was like, "That's just a few years ago." uh, Happy birthday, Matt's mom. Yeah, I know. That's how far behind I am on the birthday wishes. Dadgummit. I lost everything now again. You enjoyed the health spill I gave. Good. No, I wanted to, but when I looked at the game, Seth, at Gen Con a while back, it just sounded not my type of game. But if given the chance again, I would play it. Slave One, I thought about the Slave One. Haven't watched your channel lately, but I'm happy to be back. Oh, good. Happy to have you. Yeah. Say, Dad, why can't you look like him? I'm kidding. Don't say that. To the interceptors, hyperspace rings. Oh, the hyperspace rings, yeah. Do you remember it when you were 3? Do you remember it? Do you recall it? because like I said, I just don't want to be a liar and say, yeah, I remember Empire Strikes Back. I was 3. I think I remember the snow scene though. I want to say I do, but can people retain memories that young? Like some of my youngest memories was when I was 5, 4 and 5. Some of my youngest memories. I have vivid memories of our house that we grew up in, and I remember my first spanking. The first spanking I remember, my brother and I were. We got liquid soap and we were pressing Kleenexes on top of the blanket because we wanted to give it extra thickness, and we were just making a mess. And then Dad flipped on the lights. We both jumped up, and I mean, we got a big whooping out of that. But I remember that was the first, and I remember that's an old house, and we moved when I was 6. So, and I remember Mom would watch Lassie in the living room, and she put up that little child accordion fence. I was big enough to climb over the lowest part, and my brother was small enough to crawl through under it. So he went under it, and I went over, and we sneaked down the hallway. And if Mom was checking, we kind of shimmy back down the hallway real quick. So I remember jumping on the beds. There were these girls that came over. I remember jumping on the beds and showing them all of our toys, and we were jumping from one bed to the next. And I have some memories of that church too that we were at in the nursery there too. So, but again, 4 or 5, that'd be the earliest I can remember. It's not good. Not good. There's a few things I liked about it. But overall not good. No, Callum is doing so many playthroughs right now. I used to catch him up when my girls would wake up in the middle of the night. I'd turn him on, but I haven't been able to see him lately. I've just been so busy. But he's been playing some massive games all night long because I see him playing games in the middle of the day when I'm up. It's because of the Star Wars sequels that you got into the EU and then found shortly. Yay! Well, I'm glad. I'm glad I could be of help. Yeah, I have a few new people who've been following me lately, and that's cool. Like I said, I'm doing these reviews just because I love Star Wars, but I'm super happy that's helping other people out. Like when I started this series, I was doing stuff like a lot of people know this who watched me a long time ago. I was doing my defending the EU, right, which still get a lot of views and still get some people mad because I'm bringing the facts. But I knew I couldn't keep it up forever. But I also knew I didn't want to talk about defending the EU over and over again, and I hate repeating myself. And that's what a lot of people do in their videos. They just say the same thing. They just want to sit there and say the same thing. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I said, you know what? And I think I did my last 2. I titled All Guns Blazing, part 1 and 2, because I was, instead of holding off all these quotes, because I just give you more and more quotes. I said, you know what? I'm going to give every quote I have. I'm not going to do all these separate episodes. I'm not going to stretch this thing out for like another year. I said, I'm just going to do these 2 videos, get rid of all my quotes, and then I'm going to do something different. And I thought about doing the series in chronological order. Now, after this is over, which will be next year, it'll be in 2021. I don't know when. After this is all over, yeah, I'll figure out something else to do. We'll have some other fun things to do. There's a lot of top 5s, this, top 5s, that, discussions on that. There's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll be fun going to that next level. And who knows, maybe we get new legends. I start reviewing that. It is sort of a relief that they don't have new legends, because new legends have been coming out. Let's say it worked, this campaign works, later on this year. They dump the High Republic. They say, you know what, we're bringing out more legends. Matt's got to take those new legend stories and start reviewing them too. That means comic books, that means books, that means children's books. I mean, it would be a lot of work, right? So this is giving me plenty of time to catch up on the work chronologically, so that if anything new comes out, I can review that too. Last Jedi just left me on say, there's a review I did, and it was on hold on. Definitive versions of the prequels. Sure, yeah. A video I did about Force Awakens, I think. I said the sequels are going to be the EU's biggest defender, because everyone's going to be eventually disappointed, sad, and just really disappointed about this trilogy. And they're going to say, is there anything good about Star Wars? And then someone's going to tell them about these books, and they're going to get hooked on them. So I mean, yeah. So you're one of them, and there's a lot of other people who've said that too. And I could just tell that because I said, you know what, these sequels aren't going to make a lot of fans happy, and they're going to be looking for another story. And then someone somewhere is going to say, "Have you read the novels?" What novels? The new one? No, no, the old one's called Legends. Let me read this. And that feels like Star Wars, doesn't it? Anyway. Oh well, I mean, in regular conversation, that's fine. I'm just talking about in recorded video. I just there's a lot of people who like to repeat themselves, say the same things over and over again, and I want to do that. There he is. Must have watched your hierarchy of canon 20 times. Tapping on the wooden blocks gave me. Yeah. It's funny because I thought about that when I was playing some games with my little nephews. I looked at the building blocks and went, guys, you mind if I borrow these? And I borrowed the correct letters. And I said, this is perfect for me explaining it. And that is still one of the most popular videos I ever had. Oh wow, you went through a lot of the videos. Yeah, the old wedding video where it switched it up. That was back before it was cool. I think we were the ones that really caught people off guard on that one. That was like 11 years ago, almost getting coming up on 12. Uh, oh wow, that's cool. Awesome. That's awesome. Um, I mean, it's fine if you like some of the movies. It's fine if you like the sequels. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me if you like to watch the movies. A lot of people when they first talked to me, and yes, going through them felt like Star Wars. Good. Yeah. So you say anything? When Block's video made you laugh hard. Um, but a lot of people when they talk to me, they go, "Okay, look, I'm sorry, but I actually went to go see the sequels. I don't care. That's fine." Or I actually did love what was the one they said? Rogue One. I love Rogue One. Okay, great. Great. It goes in complete contradiction of what the EU says, but that's fine. That's fine. If you like that story, that's fine. I don't care. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. I'm not going to say, oh, well, if you like the new canon, then you're not a friend of mine. You're not a friend of this channel. You may leave. I don't care. I don't care. I mean, Joe's one of my best friends, and he tries to fit all the new canon stuff in the old canon. I hate it. And we just agree to disagree. I mean, he understands where I'm coming from, and I understand where he's coming from. I'm coming from, he said, I've always decided that whatever Lucasfilm says, we follow, right? When they say the EU is canon, the EU is canon. Now they say it's Legends and that this new stuff is canon. Okay, well then I accepted that. I was like, okay, that's fine. And I said I'm just consistent in the way I see things. And he likes to mix his He-Man and GI Joe and Voltron and He likes to play with Transformers and GoBots. If anyone gets that reference at the same time. What do you think of this? Your Superman and the one that had what? That has how many views? Over 400,000 views. Yeah, that was my very first video, and it went viral on YouTube. My very first one went viral, folks. Over a decade ago. That was a long time. That was more than a decade ago, I think. Been YouTube for a while, but I would do prank videos, and the very first one I did got tons of clicks. And I was asked to be on some reality show over in England. And I was like, though they wanted to play the video, and I was like, I don't know who you are, and I don't know what this is. They wanted me to sign this agreement and everything. I was like, no. I back then I just didn't know. But I didn't know that I'd gone viral. I don't know if that was a word there, but a lot of people just kind of shared that video they thought was funny. And the other ones I thought were even funnier didn't give as many views, but doesn't matter. I enjoyed the old Ewok movies. I know they're not the best, but I did enjoy them. Oh, I was just talking about the Droids cartoons. I need to watch those again. Then you learned of Kyra Guitar, and that's great. Oh wow. Joe Bongiorno told me about the Ewoks quality. He said, what you're seeing, he said the Ewoks cartoons are completely canon. I said, ooh, Joe, they're really hokey. He went, no. He said, we're seeing it through the eyes of the Ewoks. to an Indian, to a Native American or a tribe that's kind of been closed off from society, what would happen if they saw an airplane? Would they see an airplane, or would they see a giant metal bird who's screeching as it roars past them? And I was like, so all the goofy stuff you're seeing in Ewoks, there's probably a realistic thing they're seeing, but because their brain just can't, comprehend, they're coming up with these fantastic, like a flower god, a snow god, a sun god, a leaf god. I was like, oh my gosh, like the mountain isn't crying in the comic book. What happened is the mountain has water flowing from it, but the Ewoks think that the mountain cries because that's where they get their water. I was like, shut up, Joe. He makes perfect sense of all this stuff. I heard a rumor that his book that he's working on, the story that he was going to write for StarWars.com that got canceled, that he's finishing, may have a man and his Ewok in it. I heard. Don't know, but I heard someone may have gotten a character in there, which would be a lot of fun. Nope, used to have them all the time. Used to do puzzles all the time, but I don't anymore. Me and my wife used to put together a huge puzzle that was mainly all black. It didn't have much to define. I think it was a picture of Marilyn Monroe's face in white with a white dress, but it was surrounded by all black. So there's a bunch of just white pieces and a bunch of just black pieces. But you can put her face together really fast. But other than that, it took you a while. But we used to, back when we were newlyweds, we used to just put puzzles together. And I would not let her take up that Marilyn Monroe puzzle for months after we put it together. I said, we're not putting this one up for a while, because I knew a married couple that they put puzzles together all the time in the evenings. I said, that's fun. So we did that for a short time, but not anymore. But would I put one together now? Sure. Yeah. Puzzles are fun. I haven't done that in a while. There you go. Sailors tell their stories from a certain point of view to make themselves look cooler. Yeah. Reviewing the books that I'm reading just cause this lockdown boring. I figured I'd share the experience of you going through it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. No, yeah, it's great. It's great. I've been doing a lot of big reading right now. Well, remember in the cartoon, they're speaking Ewokese, but it's been translated for us to understand. That's what Joe said, which makes sense, right? I'm reading Book of Lost Tales 2, and I just started it. I'm like 7 pages in. I just finished Book of Lost Tales 1 just now, and it's okay. It focuses a lot on the first age, which I just did not remember. Book of Lost Tales 2 focuses on the second age, so it's a little bit better. The second age of Middle Earth is much more interesting than the first age, in my opinion. But it's still good because Christopher Tolkien does I think he does his absolute best in the history of Middle Earth by telling us what his dad's notes look like. So it's like a 12-book series, and I've read it once a long time ago, but I'm rereading it now. But I've been on a binge of reread. I mean, I've read all the Robert Jordan books since the quarantine. I have read all the Highlander books. There were 10 of those, and the comic books. There were tons of those too. I have reread Silmarillion, Unfinished Tales, Book of Lost Tales 1. I read the newest Firefly novel. I read 2 of my brother's, one of his novels and one of his novellas. But I've been on a reading kick, man, since the quarantine. I'm not binge watching, I'm binge reading. Yeah, thanks. I thought it was pretty cool. I didn't come up with it, though. That was Joe. Joe. I meant to talk to Rich this past month or earlier this month, but he got sick, and I couldn't talk to him. I haven't checked up with him. I need to contact him. But I want to talk to him again because I finished Picard, and Rich Hanley is a big Picard fan. And I know he's a big Star Trek fan, and so I know he was watching Picard. He wants to talk about it because we would talk about Discovery. He loves Discovery. I can't stand it. And I tried watching season 2. I just couldn't do it. But I told him I'd watch Picard and give my thoughts. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. It was supposed to introduce that. In fact, I think quality. Do I mention that in my book, my story? You know, I just saw the book on the other shelf. I'll go get it in a minute. Um, would you be open to authors writing books in middle earth years? Yeah, I would. Probably exploring the second age or early third age. I would really like the early third age. Obviously, the third age where the rings come into play is very interesting to me. Find more about the dwarves rings, the elven rings, stuff like that. That's more important to me. I love that better. I wouldn't want anything past the rings because I don't think much would have happened. I mean, they fought off some orcs and stuff, but not much happened. And then stories on the second age, which I hear the Amazon TV show is supposed to do. The second age is interesting too, but nothing's as good as the third age. Don't worry, I have an expiration date. I just drank Coke though, so I'm okay. Yeah, that's one of the things. I was like, that's not Star Trek. You're just saying, hey, we're not on cable TV anymore, kids. New Order Order's really good. Love New Order Order. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you've read a lot, man. Yeah, both AC Christensen and Brian Daly's are brilliant. If I had to choose, I'm putting Brian Daly's first, but AC Crispin's is excellent, and you can make a good argument saying she was the best one. I mean, but I still like Brian Daly's. Shadow of War. I don't know what those are. Shadows of War. Are you talking about? I don't know. I don't know those titles. Those aren't titles to the history of Middle Earth. Look at that! I caught up for the first time ever. Wow, man, I feel good catching up like that. Uh oh, almost out of Coke. Almost out of Coke. May not be around much longer. Dang, dude, you've read a lot then. You've gotten a far way, my friend. That's pretty cool, though. Yeah, they're usually abridged, but I heard some of the later ones are not. And that's why I did not listen to the audiobooks because a lot of them were abridged. What does OL mean? Lord of the Rings. OL is great. Sorry. I think I should get that, but I don't. Start with Labyrinth of Evil. Okay, well, that was a good book to start with. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it's funny because I got my collection because I got them when they came out, but a lot of people got their collection. They're collecting books now, and I think they're even more amazing trying to get all this stuff now because people are doing it and they're doing a great job getting as big collections as I am now. That's some dedication, man. That's awesome though. I'm glad people are enjoying it. I'm glad there a lot of them are available for people to read. That's the thing. I'd like them to be available for everyone. Yeah, the audiobooks cut a lot. Yeah, I agree with that. Stories have everyone. Some are very hard to come by. Um, yeah. Do you have everyone? Yes, that I know of. Yeah, that I know of. They are hard to come by. If you weren't around when they first came out, it's hard to get them. Like the hardest one, and I got offered $500 for it and said no. Dig 2 magazine, issue number 2. This has a short story by David West Reynolds. You cannot find this magazine anywhere. And if you did, I know someone who will give you $500 for it. I was offered $500. He said, I'm being serious. I got the money. I will pay you PayPal now. I was like, no, I'm not giving you this. Um, So that's very precious to me. If you find one of those, those are big ones there. The only thing I wish I had was another Yub Nub. Yub Nub. Oh, Yub up there. He's worth $800. $850 is what people are asking for him on eBay. I was like, yeah, Yub, you're not worth $850, bud. I would pay 200. I think that's the highest I would go for a Yub Nub. Another one of him. I would pay 200. Would I pay 200 for another one? Yeah, I would probably. That's about the highest I would go, but not no 850 or 700 or whatever. That's ridiculous. Yeah, the young adult books are the hardest ones to get because they didn't get reprinted and they're kind of hard. Now, if you can find the omnibuses that were printed by Science Fiction Book Club, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, those are pretty hard to get. Shatterpoint wasn't bad. I mean, it was bad. It was first person. It was a waste for Mace Windu. You know what else is bad? Adam from the Bryant's Nerd Club. He's terrible.
Yeah, he sucks. Hey, how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Son of Luke. Yeah, you were there. That's right. People are asking $800 for a Yub Nub, and they're still doing that online. But that's a best offer. I'd offer $200. Maybe I'll do that for my birthday. I'll offer them $200 and see what they say. They'll say no, but and the thing is, though, I'm not paying $800.
That sounds pretty pricey there.
I'm not a fan of first person. Yeah, I call it Dear Diary. I'm just not a fan of those.
Happy early birthday, by the way, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Have you read Shatterpoint, Adam?
I have not yet.
I'm about to wrap it up here in a minute, Blitz. Adam's my last guest.
No, I was actually gonna. I think my next Legends read is. I think what I have right now, unless I find something different, is the Shadows of Mindor.
Okay, see, and I like that one.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. What's the best EU comic book series? My favorite one is Dark Empire.
Oh yeah, that one.
You read Dark Empire?
Oh yeah, I have it right there. That was the first Legend story I read.
What's the most expensive Star Wars anything you've seen? Probably that Ewok right now. I mean, I don't search for like movie replicas and stuff, but probably that Ewok.
Probably for me, it'd be the lightsabers, the Force effects ones.
You're kidding me. It's like clockwork. It's almost 1 and already my girls are crying. It's about the time one of them is going to wake up crying. If she doesn't go back to bed, I'll have to end it. But it's so weird. It was like that last night, the night before. From 1 to 2 or from 1 to 3, you can't calm her down. It's one or the other. And then that's it. That's it. After 3 o'clock, they're done.
Yeah, it's kind of been mine has been waking up around between 5:30 and 6 most days.
That's better than mine. Legacy is your favorite comic book. That's awesome. Legacy was good. The Republic comic books had some great stuff, and then they had some boring stuff. But I would agree with you. When it was on, it was on. There's some great stuff in that Republic comic book series. The Shadows of Mindor, pretty awesome. Hey, what do you read? What Star Wars book are you planning to read next?
Shadows of Mindor.
Okay, that's the next one. Okay, there you go. Great novel. Yeah, I really want to know what you think about it because I praised it and I thought, well, people are going to love this. And a lot of people turned on me and said, no, man, that's stupid.
Well, what drew me into it was the cover. I just like, Jedi look at that X-Wing suit with his lightsaber. I thought that was really cool cover. I think I've started reading it. I just took a break. I think I was on the first chapter, so I just got to go back to it. But yeah, I need to. I don't have enough space. I don't have it because I want to collect them like you guys do. But I'm like, my wife and I have been wanting to declutter, so I might just have to get the digital copies or something. But I want to read them. Like I've been loving the Legends books, so I'm glad I got into them. So.
He said, if I ever find anyone stupid enough to marry me, hey, if I found someone stupid enough to marry me, you can too.
Me too.
There you go.
Looks like mine was
Jango Fett Open Seasons was fun too.
I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah, Star Prime agrees. Open Seasons was fantastic.
I actually bought my nephew. He loves Jango and Boba Fett. I bought him a Jango Fett like gold Funko Pop for Christmas. So,
and Star Prime makes a good point here. Jango is one of his favorite characters because of the EU. Yeah, if you just go by what you saw in the movies, you didn't get to see that much of him. So you couldn't be a big fan of him. But now that you get to know a little bit more from the expanded universe, like, man, I'm a bigger fan. I mean, think about it. Wedge Antilles. There's a ton of Wedge fans out there. It's not because he had small roles in the movies. You didn't even know who he was until those books came out. Then you're like, wow, Wedge Antilles is awesome.
I was tempted to buy one of the X-Wing books at the bookstore when I was with Geeks Attic, and it was on clearance for like $1. But I'm just like,
what was that?
Something Fleet.
Dark Fleet, Black Fleet Crisis.
I believe that's what it was.
Oh, I love those. Michael P.Q. McDowell.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good guy too.
Yeah, I've seen some of the audio books of them on it, but they're abridged. I'm like, I'd like to read all of them. I heard they're actually pretty easy, quick reads. But
I didn't like Darth Vader in the Ghost Prison. I don't think. Go back and look at my review though. People like Wedge so much because the X-Wing Rogue Squadron books. If you haven't read them, you'll become a Wedge fan pretty quick. Yeah. Yeah, everyone loves Wedge because that's Michael Stackpole and Aaron Alston writing perfectly.
I actually
likes to go to prison, so there you go. I may have liked it too. I just got Dark Horse was hit or miss on those Darth Vader comic books. Go ahead, Adam.
Well, I was gonna say, I think I remember reading something like this, that the actor that plays Wedge is actually Ewan McGregor's uncle.
Yeah, in real life.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And was he ever asked to come back for the sequels? The guy who played Wedge?
He had a cameo appearance in the last one.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, was he a Force Ghost at the end too? Look at that. Got the entire Boba Fett young adult series for $12. Wow.
Nice.
Okay, if Hayden Blackman wrote Ghost Prison, I probably liked it because I like Hayden Blackman. So I take back what I said. It's probably a good one. But sometimes they just made too many Darth Vader shorts, and some of them really weren't that good. Stackpole slightly above Aaron Alston. I can go with that. I can agree with that. But if you like Alston better than Stackpole, it's really hard. It's really hard. I would go with that. Stackpole's a really good guy. I don't think we ever got to meet Aaron Alston. I don't think I did. I got to meet and talk with Stackpole a lot. He's a really smart guy, a really fun guy to talk to.
Nice. Very nice.
So what plans do you have this weekend, Adam?
I actually am going back to work tomorrow after 3 months of not working. Or
what?
Yeah.
Back to work on the Saturday.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. Hopefully it goes well. And but other than that, I'm planning on doing another Star Wars book review soon. I'm going to be doing the whole Bane trilogy because I finished that recently.
Oh, right on.
And, yeah, I'm trying to think. There's something else I had too. I am working on another article, and
oh, good. Yes, I'd love to have it.
Yeah, and so that's going to be coming soon. Just got to put some finishing touches on it, and other than that, yeah, just day by day.
Awesome. Yeah. Quality. The actor. The only reason he didn't like everyone's Wedge until it's because it wasn't a big role for him. He's like, that's not a big deal. I didn't do that much in it. I think that's why he didn't like it. I think is what I heard. Bacta War is probably your top 5 EU novels. Wow, that's awesome. Next up for me, Courtship. Dave Wolverton is a fantastic author, one of the kindest, most knowledgeable authors I've ever met. His book is fun too. It's got some good humor in there, which Star Wars needs humor. That's a fun one. The cover looks like, what is this? But it's actually a good novel.
Now, the courtship of Princess Leia, if I remember correctly, that was the first story that featured all 3 of the main characters after Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah, Truth of Bakura first, and then the Courtship of Princess Leia came out next, I think. I think maybe Courtship Princess Leia came out second. I can't remember now.
I'll check.
Release dates or anything. Jude Watson is good. When they Kickstarted it back, well, technically I bought someone's late pledge for Yato. I just reviewed it, Michael. I think Yato is unbelievably good, and I want the deluxe edition. I just missed out on the Kickstarter, and a guy saw the review and said, "Hey, do you want my pledge?" I said, "Sure." So I bought it from him. It's got the metal coins. It's got the little mini expansion. I'm super excited because Yato for this year so far, Yato and First Class, those two board games have been my absolute favorites out of everything I played so far. Those have been big winners for me this year.
Yeah, but you were right. Truce of Bakura came out, then Shadows of Mindor, then the X-Wings, and then Courtship.
Say that first part again, Adam.
You're right.
Thank you. One more time. I'm kidding. That's fine. I honestly didn't know. I just assumed that was it. I'm glad I was right. What's the general content Star Wars Insider? Are they online source like PDF? It's not available in China. You see Yub Nub? He hasn't eaten much. He's one hungry Ewok. That's all I can say. He's a hungry Ewok. How do I spell what? How do I spell relief? Rolades. I can't remember what we were talking about, Michael. Oh, Yato. Oh, I'm sorry. YEDAO. Hold on.
All right, we're getting an office tour.
That is a fantastic game. Also, First Class. I love Russian Railroads. Russian Railroads is a phenomenal game, but it costs way too much because it's out of print. The same guy who designed this game, and First Class is cheap to get, and it's awesome. Yato is awesome, too. Absolutely love Yato. I think I'm saying that right. It could be Edo. Probably is. I don't know. I mean, a lot of these games are good, but I'm just talking about of newer games I've gotten. Those were the two so far that if I keep the game, it's good, but it's worth playing. But there are some games I'm like, this is going to rank high in my list.
Did I see Indiana Jones board games?
That's Fireball Island you saw.
Oh,
it had
nice.
an Indiana Jones-esque character on it. And Fireball Island by Restoration Games is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
You covered that one recently in your channel, right?
Oh, yeah. I covered those. And I think I did a review a few months ago on Spider Springs.
I was going to say, I think I saw Fireball Island. I was at a game store down the street from my house. And then I saw him just like, hey, Matt Wilkins just reviewed that.
Yeah. Truce of Bakura, a bit weird, but you enjoyed it. Good. It is. But Alex, look at it from this point of view. I like Kathy Tyers in all her short fiction and her two novels that she wrote. She takes a different approach to things, and she tries to be bold. I mean, how easy would it have been for just to have another rebellion empire? Because it's right after Jedi, right? So just have the empire of the bad guys again. But she didn't go that route. She went a different route. And, even though, it is weird, they infuse your essence into they got these paddles that shoot lasers, like, what? But the thing is, though, she went a different route, which I thought was really good, especially back in the day. Back in the day, she could have done just another Empire versus the Rebellion, right? Right after the Death Star blew up. It's still the Empire versus the Rebellion. She could have done that. That was an easy go, but she didn't take the easy road. She said, I'm going to try something different. And she's done that in a lot of her short stories. She's an underrated author. I can't harp this enough, because in Balance Point, which everyone says, not everyone, but some people say that's the weakest of the big books that came out. There's a lot of good stuff in there that I think people miss. So when you read it, I would read Kathy Tyers like that. She made bold decisions. Were they the best decisions? Not always, but she made different decisions, which is why I really liked her. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I have all of them. My wife has been bugging me to watch them through again. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. Angel is good too.
Yeah, whenever me and my wife got married, she is a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, and she wanted me to watch the whole series and Angel. And actually, at Comic-Con, she got to meet Spike.
Oh yeah. He's a James Marcel, I think. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's
really
nice.
Too. He's really nice. what's the best book in the Jedi Academy? I don't know. I like it all. I like it all. I mean, maybe the third one because it wraps everything up. I really like them all. I think they're really good as a trilogy. Grant, I was never a Lego fan. Never. I played with base Legos, but if you're meaning like my big Lego head, no, as a kid I played with them, but I'm proud of them. They've made quite a name for themselves, to be still around, still be relevant in today's world. But I'm not a big Lego fan now. Still collecting. I between what? Give me some books, and I'll tell you which one to go for first. Okay, all three of those are really great. The only one I'd put in there is Kevin J. Anderson, but that's just me. I'm in the minority on that. Not everyone likes Kevin J. Anderson, but I think he just wrote good Star Wars. But I agree with that. I think Lucino, Stackpole, and Ostrander are solid. They're solid. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Why is Adam getting a question on my stream? All right, fine. What franchise do you wish had an expanded universe like Star Wars?
Oh, geez. That's kind of weird because, what's weird is I would probably say the DC comics, or the Marvel comics, but they already do because they have like multiple versions of the story. So it's kind of like they have like their own expanded universe, but like non-comic books, I'd probably say maybe Indiana Jones. Because they're all connected, like the books to the movies, right?
True. Yeah. So more Indiana Jones.
Actually, I think it'd be kind of funny. Let's do an expanded universe to like Jaws or something. That'd be kind of interesting.
That's interesting. Between these two, I mean, Bantam. I'm a big Bantam era fan. I think you should. You don't have to. I think you should read the Bantam books before the Del Rey books, but that's just me. So Bantam, I guess. Don't think you've read any Kevin yet. Kevin J. Anderson did the Jedi Academy trilogy and Darksaber, which were great. The Young Jedi Knights, which is kind of hard to find, which I thought that was really solid too. I thought he's done a lot of good, solid stuff, but after the Bantam era, he kind of disappeared. Del Rey didn't hire him as an author. And a lot of fans didn't like him because he did super weapons. Super weapons pop up in his books, but that's what the Empire's all about. They're all about super weapons. 2 Death Stars. Come on, they couldn't get an original idea. They had to do 2 Death Stars. And he's like, so that's what it is, all about the super weapon. And they were like, oh, it's my super weapon. It's so stupid. So many super weapons. And then what is it called? The Star Killer comes out in episode 7, and all those people who hate the EU shut up. They shut up about Kevin J. Anderson putting super weapons in there. Look at that. That's Evil Dead expanded universe. That's awesome.
But yeah, Rob D, I'd probably say Jaws expanded universe be kind of interesting. Just
if you're getting Courtship of Princess Leia, that's a good one. I mean, the Korean trilogy I thought was really good. The Black Fleet Crisis I love because Lando has his own story in it. The Callistia trilogy, you know how I feel about that because I just reviewed it. The X-Wing books are phenomenal. If you haven't read the X-Wing books, you're missing out.
I want to.
What else did I like? Truce of Bakura I thought was different and unique, and I enjoyed it. New Rebellion, it's pretty good. Looking through all these, trying to. I mean, obviously, Heir to the Empire, but you should probably have that. Yeah.
As sick Jaws begins. That's funny.
It's annoying. I cannot. Not right now. Jaws, this is. It's prequel comic or book.
I'd say book.
Yeah, and I'm different in that, Alex. I have a different opinion on a lot of things, but I'm glad that you're going in there and just going in there with an open mind. And if you disagree with me on any book, I'm completely okay with that. I'm completely okay. I'm okay with people liking books I don't like or not liking books I like. That's fine. We can disagree. It's not going to hurt my feelings. See, like quality. See? I'm going to boot this guy from my channel. I'm kidding. I love quality. And he can disagree, and that's totally fine. I'm fine with that. And to be honest, he's in the minority. He's in the majority. I know full well that I'm in the minority there.
I've actually started a Kevin J. Anderson book recently.
Oh, yeah? Which one?
It's called Enemies and Allies. It takes place in the 50s, and it's about Batman meeting Superman.
Oh, I was gonna say that sounded like the one I heard those were good. His Batman Superman books were good. I heard.
I like the cover of it. It's Alex Ross design. I love it.
You know what? I didn't even check to see if they had books, Hamburglar, but I have read all the comic books. The older ones by Dark Horse, I love. They feel like the series. They came out during the series. The newer ones by whoever it was are just awful. It feels like they don't care about the series. Even when they did Angel season, I mean, what was it called? Buffy season 7, Buffy season 8, and the Angel comic book is called Angel season 6. Like continuing on from the story, but they were just drab, boring rehashing of jokes from the series. It was really done poorly. But the Dark Horse Buffy comic books were actually pretty good.
They've actually. I'm sorry, Matthew. Or no, Matt. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry. I was gonna say they actually released new books called Slayer, and my wife just read them, and she said they were pretty good. They're spin-offs from Buffy.
See, I haven't. I didn't know there was novels. Why did no author expand on Thrawn? Because that was Timothy Zahn's character, and only he was allowed to do it. You're with me on the minority for disliking Allegiance and Choices of One. Hey, who knows? Great minds may be thinking alike there. Aliens has EU2. Yes, Jeremy tells me about it all the time. Here we go. Do I agree with these? I agree with Ahsoka is number one. Ahsoka's got to be number one. You're so wrong for Cusax and Callistia. But Jar Jar Binks is annoying too. Stronger. I must think of things in order. You know what? I'm reviewing in chronological order, but I don't suggest someone read in chronological order because I don't want them to read Dawn of the Jedi and think that's what the entire EU is about. And then from there, you would go to what? The Old Republic novels, which are hit or miss. And you wouldn't really get to something solid till you got to the Darth Bane trilogy.
I was about to say,
if you like the Old Republic, I'm going to tell you the Darth Bane trilogy first.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, I agree with that Darth Bane trilogy first. I was going to say, I never read the Star Wars novels in order because I kind of go the Star Wars method because they never released their series of movies in order. They went 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. I'm just like,
yeah.
So I just.
And see, Ray Blitz loves Ahsoka. There's a lot of Ahsoka fans, out there. So I wouldn't say I'm in the minority, though, because I think fans are pretty divided on Ahsoka. Is that safe to say? I feel like they are.
I'm kind of. I've talked about this with Geeks Addict. I'm just like, as a character, I don't really think much about her, but I'm just like, I don't think she should have been Anakin's apprentice. More like a friend I could see, but
yeah,
that's me.
I'm going to say something here. Borsk Fila is written to be hated, and that's why I like him. You hate him in the books, but he is written to be hated, and that's what makes him such a good character. I agree. She should die now. I'm kidding. And it would have worked thematically. It would have made much more sense. Yeah. There you go. If she was Plo Koon's Padawan, that'd have been a better choice too. Yeah.
I do remember seeing in the show that she worked with Plo Koon. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago though. I haven't seen all of it all the way through in a while.
Yeah. But okay, well, I'm gonna wrap it up because it is getting late here. Hey, Adam, thanks for coming in the last few minutes. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me on. And again, happy early birthday. And
yeah, thanks, man. We're gonna eat pizza. We're gonna play some Twilight Imperium. I wrote my little Cliff Notes rules tonight. I'm super excited. I'm gonna be setting things up in the morning. My wife's going to do some shopping before everyone comes in, and so I said I'd watch the girls. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. And then that later on that night, the reason I'm doing this early is because my mom's birthday is tomorrow, actually. So we're going to my mom's and doing her birthday, and then tomorrow there's 0 plans for me. I'm hopefully going to sit outside and eat somewhere because I know a lot of places have outdoor seating available. The place I want to go, I don't think is open right now. I think they completely just shut down during the quarantine. They're not reopening, and that's a shame because I don't know where else. I have an idea, but some people can let people inside and some are doing it, but I found out some of the fast food restaurants or counter service, they're not letting you in. And that's a
Yeah.
shame because that's what I love to eat.
Yeah, there's been a few restaurants out here that have opened, and but there's some that are still like curbside, and
Yeah, and so I don't want to do curbside for my birthday. I want to sit down inside a restaurant. I really thought I was going to be able to, and I'm kind of disappointed I'm not. And I was okay sitting outside of one of my favorite places to eat. It's this burrito place.
mhm.
And it looks like they are completely shut down during the quarantine. Like they're not even doing. They were doing to go for a while, but I went by like on a Saturday, like around lunch. Dead. No one was there. No one was there. They had shut their doors, I guess. And I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
oh, man. Well, because they're right by the movie theater, and no one's going to the movies, so they're probably not. And they're out there in a dead end street by the movies, so it's a good location any other day, but they're kind of out of the way right now. And so I guess they just weren't making that much money. So he just temporarily shut them down. Hopefully they're not shut down for the whole time. I mean, there's another place we could go eat. They make little like burrito rice bowls or something. They're okay. My wife doesn't like them though, so I just don't go there. But I don't know. I don't know where I'll go. I thought it'd be fun to sit down in an outside place. Never mind. There's another restaurant that may be open that we can go to. But I just want to go down, sit down in a restaurant and have fun for my birthday. Just go out to eat.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all, and I hope you find a good place to go and have a good birthday dinner.
Shut up. My dad's name is Matt as well. Alex, are you my son from the future?
That'd I was about to say I'd laugh if the next comment was Dad.
Dad. Anyway, hey guys, I really appreciate everyone being here. Thanks for staying up. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Happy birthday to Ray Blitz. This is on June 1st. And thanks for being with me here. I really appreciate this for y'all hanging out. And like I said, I just wanted to hang out and just talk to people today. Adam, again, thanks for coming on. And guys, we will see y'all later. Have a great weekend. And next week, we got my monthly channel update. We got a few surprises going on with the channel too. And I think we're going to do More Civilized Age, even though I haven't recorded it yet. That's coming out, and another live Q&A, which will not be as long as this one. This one's just for fun. So, oh yeah, great. Goodbye. Thanks for coming. he said, that's great. That is great.